Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified 6-inch scale Cobra Island Target exclusive Baroness with Cobra Coil. Now this is part of the Cobra Island Target exclusive G.I. Joe line, and these things are really hard to find. I've personally never seen any of these actually in the store. A buddy of mine online was looking out for me, found one of these, and hooked me up. So let's go and check out the packaging here. As you can see at the top, got a little warning, ages 4+. Got the Cobra Coil with a little laser coming out of it there. Here she is riding her motorcycle. And then inside we've got Baroness, and I must say she's looking great so far. Looks like an interchangeable head with a helmet. Looks like a knife, the Cobra Coil, and a couple of guns. Not to mention, probably the highlight of this, the motorcycle, which is looking huge. At the top, got the Cobra logo, G.I. Joe, the 13th figure in the line. One side here, some Cobra insignia. I believe you can go to Hasbro's website and see what all that means. The other side, Baroness. At the bottom, there is a barcode in case that helps anybody. And on the back, a huge map of Cobra Island, looking pretty cool. This being a huge package is the biggest version of this map. I might cut that out and keep it. We'll see. So with no further ado, let's open her up. Now that we got this figure out of the package, here she is with all of her accessories laid out. She does come with a huge motorcycle. We've got 2 guns, which I believe attached to the motorcycle. We've got a handlebar that did not come attached. I guess that was so it'll fit in the packaging properly. She has an alternate helmeted head, a couple pistols for herself, the Cobra Coil, and a knife with a Cobra handle. But before I look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. So here's Baroness. We're having a Baroness very similar to this as a kid, in a black outfit, the glasses, the Cobra logo on the chest, her hair flowing back. It looks great. Little gold tips on her glasses. Face sculpt looks fantastic. Very pleased. A little bit of an armored look on her outfit. Got the Cobra logo all over her, on her chest, on her belt, on her gauntlets here. She's got some holsters for her pistols. Looks like single jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Really like what I'm seeing so far. And then here's the figure broken down as far as she can go, with all of her removable parts detached. So let's check out her specific accessories first. Then we'll check out the bike and its accessories. And let's start off with her heads. Here she is with her standard head, no helmet on, looking great. And here she is with her helmet on. I personally would have preferred a removable helmet, but I understand that that might look too big to be able to go on top of her head. And with her hair, there's really no feasible way to make that happen. Must say the helmet looks very nice. Black, sleek, good amount of detail there. Now let's look at our Cobra Coil. This thing's actually pretty cool. Looking at the packaging, it shows it wrapped around her arm and shooting a laser out of it. Should be interchangeable with your other Cobra figures. You can see where her arm's going to fit inside. Pretty nice detailed front there. Almost feels like we should get a laser attachment. I mean, got the little thing coming out there. Seems like it would be a peg. You could just put a little sort of laser beam onto it. Either way, this thing looks pretty nice. Here she is with the Cobra Coil coiled around her arm. Looks pretty nice. I could see a lot of uses for this in your Cobra army. Here are her pistols. She's got 2 of them. They're in gold. One of my few complaints about the G.I. Joe line is the way they paint the weapons. The sculpting detail is there, but they make them all one color and it loses a lot of the detail. Here she is holding her guns. And here she is holstering her guns. Now let's check out our knife. This thing is pretty cool, and it wouldn't be if it weren't for the handle here, which is made of a Cobra gold, looking pretty nice. The knife part is pretty basic in itself. Here she is holding her knife. And here she is holstering the knife into the sheath on her leg. Now let's check out the motorcycle. Like I said before, it's got two guns for either side. It's got the handle that needs attached. But before we do all that, let's take a look at it. So it's red and black, appropriate colors for Cobra. Both the wheels do spin, the front can rotate. It's got a little shield here, Cobra logo on both sides. Looking pretty good. I personally would have preferred it to be cast in all black with a big Cobra logo on it, but this will do. This is the first vehicle we've gotten, and I'm surprised we got one so quick. Really hoping they'll give us a Jeep or a helicopter that'll actually accommodate these 6-inch figures down the road. That would be something amazing. Now I went ahead and attached the guns and the handlebar. I tried really hard to push a handlebar in, couldn't get it in, had to take a hairdryer, soften the plastic, and then it was no problem. Both handles on, gun on either side, and it looks like you should be able to take that gun off and use it for the actual figure. Looks like the handle will accommodate them as well. And she sure can hold the gun. Her trigger finger fits into the slot just fine. So you've got two different purposes for these guns. Here she is on the motorcycle. She fits on it great. It's a little big compared to her. Handles on the handlebars. She does actually have some pegs down here that you could attach her peg holes at her feet to. Doesn't seem to quite work out the way it's supposed to. This little thing down here, kind of pull it out. It'll allow the bike to stand independently without leaning on something. Very pleased with what I'm seeing so far. And then, just like on the package, here she is riding the motorcycle, wielding her pistol at the same time. Here she is running down the city streets, doing some official Cobra business. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure, her vehicle, and the accessories, now let's check out their measurements, and let's start off with the bike. From bottom to top, sitting at about 4.25 inches tall. And as far as how long it is, looking at about 9 inches long. And then the height of Baroness, from bottom to top, she's sitting at about 6.25 inches tall. Now let's check out her articulation. Starting with her head here, can rotate from side to side, can look up and down about that much. Just like the other G.I. Joe figures, she's got articulation between the head and the neck, at the top of the neck, and then at the base of the neck as well, just giving her a pretty good range of motion there. Shoulders on ball joints, they can go out about that far, up, down, around, all that good stuff. Looks like no bicep cut on her. I can see her armor piece and kind of move out of the way. That's pretty nice. Single jointed elbows, they can go in a little bit less than 90 degrees. They can rotate. Her wrist can rotate around, and it's going to be hinged as well. She's got a ball joint in her torso here. Can rotate around, can also go in and out. She's got another ball joint at the base. It can rotate a little bit more, and she can rotate quite a bit in her torso. Legs on ball joints, they can go out about that far. And they go forward about that much, back not too much, and then her legs can drop up and down just a little bit. Got a thigh cut here, double jointed knees, they can go back about that far. And then her foot here goes up, down. It can't really rotate, but it can tilt and rock, and no toe articulation. Next, let's check her out compared with some other action figures. Starting off with some other Hasbro G.I. Joes. Here she is with all the Cobra figures that I have. Still trying to find the original Destro and a couple more Cobra Troopers. And here she is next to my entire Hasbro G.I. Joe collection. Can't wait to see what's next. And here she is next to a Mattel DC Universe Classics Copperhead. He makes for a great fill-in for Serpentor until they make one. Here she is with another Hasbro figure and motorcycle combo set. This is Black Widow and her motorcycle. Their motorcycles have a very similar color scheme, red and black. Black Widow's motorcycle is quite a bit smaller than Baroness's, but they both look pretty nice. And now, let's check her out compared with some other action figure lines from different various companies, so you can see how she fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix her with. We'll check out the comparisons with some smaller lines and work our way larger as we go through them. We'll also check out which lines can fit into the motorcycle. Here she is with some of her Hasbro brothers and sisters. These are from Hasbro Marvel Legends. And yes, the Marvel Legends fit on the motorcycle just fine. Then, here she is next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. And they also fit on the bike just fine. And here she is with some SH Figure Arts action figures. And the Figure Arts figures work on the bike as well. Here she is next to some Mafex figures. They also fit on the bike pretty good. Then here she is next to some Mattel, DC Universe Classics, and Multiverse figures. They too fit on the bike pretty nicely. And here she is next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. They fit pretty good also. Now, here she is next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And here's a wrestling figure on the bike. If you took a basic wrestling figure, they would never have a chance of getting their legs around there. If you take an elite wrestling figure, some will fit, some will be too large. The Fiend here, he's not quite that tall. He fits on there okay. And here she is, next to some NECA figures. Here's the NECA Batman on this motorcycle. I'd say we're starting to get to the point where the figures are too large. You can notice his feet are so far back compared to where they're supposed to be. If you're not too picky, it's passable, but I'd say this is where we've hit our limit. Here she is with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And I'd say it's about the same with the DC Collectibles figures. They're a little too large for the motorcycle, but it's fudgeable if you're not picky. Now, here she is next to some McFarlane Toys action figures. And just like the last couple, he's a little bit too large, but if you're not too fussy, it'll work. And finally, here she is with some DST or Diamond Select toys. And just like before, the Diamond Select are a little bit large, but they do fit on there. So overall, this is a pretty nice figure and vehicle combo set. I will say Baroness, her head, her face is absolutely fantastic. Her accessories are pretty good, just don't like the fact that they're all painted in one solid color. The bike itself, it's nice. A little bit more toyetic than I would have liked. A little bit bulky, and just the coloring doesn't quite do it for me as much as I'd like. If it was a completely sleek black with a Cobra logo on it, I think I would prefer that. The vehicle itself seems like it's a little bit large for her, but in my personal opinion, that works great as it accommodates a wide variety of different action figures. I'm actually surprised how well it fit the larger 7-inch scale figures. So if I were to rate this figure, I'd probably give her a good 7 out of 10. I think the actual figure is better than the vehicle. Really liking the figure. The vehicle, kind of so-so. I do expect them to give us a single release Baroness in the future, but it'll probably be a few waves away. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.